Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I've been having fun the last couple of nights just doing videos about all the celebrities and genre actors I've met over the years at conventions and stuff. And there was a horror convention a while ago, and one of the guests was John Jarett. Now, I had seen Wolf Creek. I didn't really like the film. It had some really good elements to it, and some parts of it were really terrifying, but I didn't like John Jarrett's portrayal of, I think it was Mick. I had a lot of things to say about that portrayal and that character and the stereotypes and just the camp over the topness of the character and that. And unfortunately, John Jarett was at this event, and I didn't really have any interest in meeting him or getting an autograph or photograph or anything like that. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were standing in the doorway to one of the rooms because there was someone else on in one of the rooms or something. Something was happening, and we're sort of peering in and talking. And my friend said, "Oh, have you met John Jarett?" I said, "No, why would I want to?" And I just gave my opinion. And I had this weird feeling. I turned around, and he was standing directly behind me with his manager. And I'm like, "Oh, he heard all of that." And he was just looking straight past, like he didn't see me. I'm like, "Oh, I know actors. You know, they have a fairly thick skin, but you know, like I just totally trashed him right in front of his face and didn't know he was standing behind me. It was really, really embarrassing. But I won't necessarily. I mean, I kind of stand by what I said about the character and his portrayal and that. But to his credit, he was also in the film Rogue, which I didn't realise because he is a good actor, to the point that I didn't even recognise him in that film after having seen him in Wolf Creek, both of which I saw on the big screen. And he has been in some amazing films. He was in Picnic at Hanging Rock in 1975, for God's sakes. He was in, I think, the Tarantino did Django Unchained, I think. So, because he'd wanted to work with him since he saw him in Wolf Creek and so forth. And yeah, I think the manager was probably more bothered than John by what I said from the look on his face, because it's the person he's representing, and he's obviously very concerned about his image and what people think about him. Just so to have someone who was at a horror convention, who's a horror fan, talk absolute trash about his client in front of him was a little bit awkward. So yeah, I just crept away as quickly as possible, and my friend he thought it was pretty funny. He didn't laugh right in front of them, but he did laugh a lot afterwards, because that was really bad. I mean, I didn't just say a couple of words. I just went through my whole review of the film, basically, and what I thought of him as an actor, and he was right behind me. So yeah, that wasn't great. And I was actually thinking maybe getting his autograph just because the film's iconic, and obviously I wasn't going to do it after that. So yeah, so that's my John Jarett story. And I did see him talk somewhere actually after that. He does seem like a really nice guy, and I did feel really bad. And the reason why I didn't recognise him was because the character in the film was quite heavy, and he had short hair, and at this point he'd lost weight, he had long hair, he just looked very different. And that was part of the reason why I didn't notice he was standing behind me, because I knew he was going to be there, but I didn't actually recognise him until I was looking right at him. So yeah. Not as bad, still not as bad as the experience of Michael Dorn though. That was horrible. My fault. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Have you met John Jarett? Is he nice? I mean, they're actually doing a Wolf Creek 3 now, because they did a second one, and they're doing a Wolf Creek now. It's in production. So that'll be interesting. I did warm to the character a bit more in the second film, and I did watch the first and second films kind of together. So I have softened my view of him a little bit, because, like I said, I did see him in a couple of films and realised I had already seen him in those films, but he was such a good actor I didn't recognise him. So I might have been a little bit harsh/wrong. But yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.